Yo guys, it's CFB. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got news. Transfer news is back. I did say in my last video, which was a transfer news video, obviously I did say that there would be a different type of video coming out on the weekend. I'll be honest, on the weekend, Saturday I was shattered and Sunday was a busy day, so I couldn't get a video out them days. But that video will be coming soon because the striker topic, again, is heating up. It's very, very heated around Chelsea right now, the striker topic, and we've got striker news to get into here. But that video will come very, very soon. I promise you that. It will be this week, or latest, it will be Monday next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But we've got news to get into. So before we do get into news, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so notified every time I upload a video. It was the first link in the description, my streaming channel. I'm going to check that out. Be very much appreciated. Let's jump straight into it because there's a lot to get through. Plus, at the moment, the Euros is playing. Portugal versus Czech Republic is on right now. We've got a bet on that, a £2.50 bet where I could potentially win 130 quid, and I'm onto it right now. So I'm hoping that works out in my favour because that'd be quite nice. But let's jump into it because it's a lot to get through here. With the first thing, Duran. What's the latest on Duran? I think this deal, whatever happens, even if we don't get Duran or do, I think either way we'll be signing a striker very, very soon. I think before next week, maybe latest next week, I reckon. But that's all it's going to take. What's the latest on Duran? So we got this as the news. So Chelsea's decision on Duran expected soon, whether they want to push with a swap deal, players included in deal for Duran, or move on to a different target. Like I said, we've got targets that have been lined up. We've got the targets that have been lined up already. And as I said, I think the striker thing will be sorted this week or next week. It's got to be. It's got to be because, I mean, it says there, the decision is expected soon. I thought we'd definitely be going for Duran. I thought this looks likely, you know, it will take a miracle for it not to happen. I'm still kind of on that boat in a way, but the waves are swaying a bit. They're swaying a bit because we're drawing up other targets and we're putting bids in for other targets, which we're going to get into any second now. And I'll mention that in a second, but we're drawing up other targets. Apparently, the Duran one looks a bit shaky now. It could potentially not happen because of Duran's wage demands, especially as well. All I'm going to say is this. Chelsea, do not go and get Duran. Do not spend 40. If this was a deal where we'd spend 10 million on Duran, or below 10 million, and it would be below 100k in wages or something like that, I would say, you know what, fine. I'm all for it. If he's going to be a third player, I'm all for it. But apparently his wage demands are pretty high. We're going to be on 40. We're going to spend 40 million on him. And not just that. I forgot to mention this in my last video talking about Duran. His attitude problem stinks, apparently. I was speaking to a Villa fan who's in my family on Sunday about it. And he says if he comes on last 10 minutes and I forgot what the analogy was. But basically, he's a hothead. He's a hothead. He'll get angry, potential red card, etc., etc. I've heard stuff apparently about Duran's attitude problems as well. Is this what we need, especially for a striker, the position that we extremely need, which I'll talk about in a minute? We need assurance, man. I've said this God knows how many times. We need assurance in that position. And I feel like we're not going to get that because the owners are trying to look for the cheap deal. That's what it is. But I still think Duran's going to happen, unfortunately. I'll back him, but I don't like the deal. Now, let's move on to some other targets that have been drew up. So, this is from Ben Jacobs. Again, take it with a pinch of salt because Ben Jacobs is a little bit unreliable at the moment. So, there is substance to links for Jurassi, whilst Evan Ferguson cannot be ruled out if Chelsea do not sign John Duran. So there's two other striker targets there. Jurassi and Evan Ferguson. Now, we've already spoke about Evan Ferguson on this channel. I think he's got high potential, Evan Ferguson. I think he'll be a similar profile to Kane in that sense, except from without the dropping back and creating chances prowess that Kane can offer you. I think goal scoring wise and the way he's going to play will be quite similar to Kane. And I think he does have quite high potential. I've already said that about Evan Ferguson, but I think at Chelsea it just won't work. etc. I see him going to Spurs and doing a good job at Spurs. Do you know what I mean? If he came to us, the expectation would wipe that potential away, I think, completely. Evan Ferguson, no, we've already gone through this, especially for 100 million. With the injury problems he's got on that, on top of his price, and probably the wages he's going to offer, yeah, no thank you, no thanks. Jurassic, though, on the other side of the coin. Jurassic, I would take Jurassic. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched every single game of Stratgard and I've watched every single goal and stuff like that. No, I've watched every single goal because I watched a compilation of him the other day. That's the best I can do. And I've done a couple bits of research about Jurassic. He's a very, very good player. I feel like, you know, he's not a player that drifts out wide all the time as well, which is what strikers commonly do nowadays. They drift out too wide. That's one thing I don't like about strikers, is they always, for some reason, drift wide. Jurassic, he's very central, stays down the centre, and he's got a great shot on him. He's tall. He's experienced. He's 28, I think it was, 28. He's got experience. He had 30-odd goals in the Bundesliga last season. And guess what? He's only £18 million. Actually, I think that's lower. I think it's 15 million or something like that. It's definitely below 20. For someone that's just scored 30 goals in the Bundesliga last season, at Stratgard, you're an experienced striker. He's there, 15 million. Oh, yeah, we're looking at John Duran and going, oh, you know what, John Duran, you know, those 5 goals look tasty. Those five goals look tasty, 5 guys. I'm thinking about 5 guys meal, that's what I'm saying. Those 5 goals look tasty. You're 20 as well. You're young for a footballer. It looks very, very nice. Can we not have some experience in the team? Can we not have experience in this team? This is the one thing that's really bugging me now. And you go look at his goals as well, and they're brilliant. The goals he's scoring are quite similar to how Premier League is played in a sense. Like, it's not just ones. Not every single goal is like a Timo Werner one where before we signed him, we look at a montage and pretty much every single goal will be him through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, or pretty much through on goal with one-on-one with the keeper. Maybe he had to beat a defender. No, these are ones where there's about 6 or 7 players beyond the ball and he's in the box attacking the ball, or he's outside the box hitting good shots and stuff like that. I think it would be a good signing. And even then, even with Jurassic, by the way, who, on spoiler alert, I'm just going to say this, is probably my favourite one out of all the options that we've been targeting recently, and that one in this video right now. But even then, I'm not too sure on him. I'm still not too sure on him. I want someone that's been doing it for a while. But either way, I think he's the best one. And not just like he's not just a bad one either. I think he's a very good player, to be fair. So let's move on to the next one as well. This one as well, take with a pinch of salt, because I don't think this is going to happen at all. But this is another one. So, new Chelsea monitoring RB Leipzig striker Lewis Openda. He has been identified as a player with an ideal profile for the needs of Chelsea and their new boss Enzo Maresca. Now, if Enzo Maresca has asked for Lewis Openda, then go for it. Go for it. Go and get him. I'm guessing he's going to cost a lot. And you know what? With this one, I'm going to keep it honest. I know he's quite a small striker. I don't think he's that big. So he's quite that Timo Werner in that sense. And I do know Lewis Openda isn't a central striker. He will drift out wide. Again, like Werner used to do for us. But what I'm going to say is this. It's going to cost a lot, I reckon. And I've never watched him. All I know is his FIFA card. And I know he's very, very pacey. That's it. Let me know in the comments down below if you know anything about Lewis Openda. I cannot give a concrete answer. I haven't even looked at a montage on him yet. But, hey, I mean, Belgium are playing in the Euros, so I might give Belgium a watch because I didn't watch them last time. But let me know in the comments down below, because he's another one we're targeting. He's a name. He's a name compared to Jurassic, Evan Ferguson, Duran. But I'm not fully there. I think he's quite young. I don't think he's an experienced striker in that sense. Now, let's move on to the big one that came out today. The big striker news that literally came out probably about 20 minutes ago before I clicked this video. So let's get into it. So, Atletico Madrid have rejected today formal bid from Chelsea for Samu Omorodion, around 30 million euros plus add-ons up to 40 million euro package. Chelsea keep considering Omorodion, oh, I don't know how to spell that, and John Duran as options for new striker. Atletico Madrid insist on their plan to keep Samu Omorodion. If I butchered that name, I apologise. I'll learn. But apparently we've looked at putting in a bid of 30 million euros plus 10 million in add-ons, which probably comes up in pounds. I don't know. I'm not a finance person. 25 million plus 7 or 8. I don't know. But I have never heard of him. Never heard of him. And I went on Twitter, and when I obviously saw it on Twitter, the backlash I saw was worse than John Duran. Worse than John Duran, from people who do very good analysis on players that you may not have even heard of, who tend to get it right as well. They were saying this guy's not that great. It's not that great. 40 million pounds, 38 million pounds, I think it is, that we're looking at buying him for. That is atrocious. And I did a little bit of a research. The guy's a young player again. I think he's a young player actually. Hold on a second. If I type him in now, here we go, guys. You're getting live footage here. Yeah, 20 years old. He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old. May the 5th, 2004, he was born in. He's only just a little bit older than me. You cannot write this anymore. You can't. And do you want the thing is as well that makes this even funnier? He doesn't even want to come. Apparently he wants to stay at Atletico Madrid and fight for his place. He doesn't even want to come. Yet we're insisting it. We're still going, nah, we're going to put in the bid. We're going to try and ease you in a little bit. Fuck, he doesn't want to come to us, man. What is this obsession with the owners and wanting young players? Jurassi's there. 18 million. 30 goals in the Bundesliga. He's there. He's 28. He's 28. If we keep buying young player after young player after young player for years and years and years to come, for the next 5 years, I'm telling you this, we will not be anywhere near our rivals, and we will not be anywhere near Champions League qualification that these owners want, yeah? They want Champions League qualification. If you keep bringing in young players constantly, with no experience, how do you expect Champions League football? Especially when you appoint a manager who has not even got any experience at the top level, at any big club. I don't care about his stint at Man City. I don't care about that. I'm talking as a manager, head coach. And they're expecting all this. Oh my God, they are delusional. They're out of this world. I've lost my head now. Why Omorodion? I'm just going to call him Odeon because it sounds similar. He's not. I've looked at his goals actually. Furthermore, actually, tell a lie. I looked at a couple of his goals. Majority of them are tap-ins. John Duran's got more of a. It seems like John Duran's got more of a bigger potential than this guy. Definitely, you know, his ball striking and everything like that. 40 million. We could do so much more with that 40 million. So much more. You could go and buy Jurasi for I've lost my head. For 15 million. You could go get Jurasi for 15 million, who's proven at least a little bit. This guy's got 8 goals. And I'm saying this, and even then with Jurasi, I'm still not 100%. But I would be way more happier with him coming in, settling in for 3 years, help teach Jackson the ways, and then 3 years' time when he goes, Jackson's in, just destroying the league. I'm happy with that. We want a young player to come in to help another young player out. It makes zero sense, man. Honestly, I don't know where to go anymore. My head is so hot with this now. It's so annoying. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. This video's dragging on too much. Let's get on to the latest about Olise. I'm going to give a quick little bit on Olise. By the way, let me know what you think about the striker thing. I've completely lost my head now. I was so excited with the striker thing. I thought we was going to go after, you know, Osimhen, you know, these big players, Osimhen and stuff like that. The cream of the creme, because that's the position we need. And it comes down to this. Anyway, Olise, this is the latest on Olise. So, Chelsea, whilst I'm speaking tonight, are really pushing to agree personal terms with Olise. You need to be patient, but Chelsea are really, really pushing to try to get Olise to agree personal terms. Now, I said this in my last video talking about Olise. I think we should get personal terms done first. Get that over and done with, and then just go to Crystal Palace and just slap the release clause down and get it over and done with. I'm hoping this gets done real quick because, like I said, I would like every player in before pre-season. I think that would be nice. I think one of our wingers are going to get sacrificed, and I think that will be Madueke. Maybe Madueke, Olise swap. Madueke plus 30, maybe 35. I don't know. But I think this deal will get done quickly. I think we're way ahead than the others, especially United, in this race. I hear legit, when Fabrizio and David Olise are talking about this, I never hear them speaking about other clubs. It's always just us. So I honestly think we're so far ahead in this. Another thing that makes me confident about Olise, even though I was confident on him before, but makes me even more confident on Olise, is Joe Shield wants him. Joe Shields wants him. And Joe Shields doesn't get things wrong. He doesn't. So that's the latest on Olise. It's just a quick thing because not much has been developed, bar apparently we're agreeing personal terms. So, yeah. This one's going to be real quick as well. But obviously the Premier League fixtures have been released. The official Premier League fixtures have been released. Our 38-game schedule has been released. Well, I'm going to tell you the first... Sorry, guys, I've got a tickle at the back of my throat. It's the amount of shouting I was just doing then. These are the first 5 Premier League games that we will be playing this season. So I'm going to read it out to you. It's going to be here on the screen as well. So, Manchester City at home, Wolves away, Crystal Palace at home, Bournemouth away, West Ham United away. Pretty tough, to be fair, if you ask me, actually. Let me go through it, actually. So, my thoughts on it. West Ham, Man City first game of the season at home. I think that's better than obviously playing away against City, but it's City either way. But I'm kind of happy it's a big team out of the way first, so I'm kind of happy with that. Wolves, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and West Ham. I feel like we can beat those. Wolves, Crystal Palace, and Bournemouth, we definitely can beat those. Home or away, we should be either way, but I think we can. West Ham away could be difficult. I mean, you look at the third game of the season, last season of West Ham away. Hard watch. But, hey, do you know what makes this West Ham fixture even worse, though? It's the fact it's back-to-back away games after another. So that's what makes it a little bit more tough. But it's an okay first couple games. I'm not too mad against it. Let me know in the comments down what you think. And let's move on to the last bit of news. This one kind of angers me as well. I'm sorry, this video's been very negative. It has been, but this is what Simon Johnson had to say. So, Chelsea are open to the possibility of Andre Santos going back to Strasbourg on loan, where he spent the second half of last season. He may take some convincing, though. And all I've got to say on this is, Andre Santos, stand your ground. If you've been told already that you've got a good chance of being in the Chelsea squad next season, stand your ground, because you deserve to be in the squad next season, especially if we're playing the midfield 3. If we're playing midfield 3, he definitely deserves to be in there. If it's a midfield 2, I could understand. I'm not against him going out on loan to Strasbourg or going on loan again next season. But I am definitely against selling him, even though I don't think selling him is even on the card, so that's good. But I just want him in the squad. I think he's good enough to be in the squad. Just a bit dumb in the fact that now we're seeing that he could possibly go back on loan. I don't know. I think it's really got to do with Conor Gallagher to be sold or not. If Conor Gallagher doesn't get sold, I think he's going to go out on loan. But if he does get sold, I think Santos has a very, very high chance of staying. That's my opinion on that. And yeah, that's it for the news today. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the striker news, all that. The first 5 games of the league, Olise and Andre Santos. You know me, I'd keep Andre Santos in the team because I think he actually is very, very... He's quality. He's young, but he's got experience. He has leadership experience. He's a natural leader. I think he's a top player. I think he'll elevate our team even more. And he helps out with us, obviously, in depth. Quality in depth. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments down below what you all think. Like, subscribe, everybody. Take care, all. Hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I load a video, because videos come at any time. And, yeah, take care, all. And have a good rest of your night. Peace.